Most MBA aspirants prepare for consulting in a very wrong order. Some start preparing for consulting cases even before they know what does a consultant do, and some wait until they enter their B school. Suddenly what happens? Your summer placements are right in front of you, and now you're competing against students who already have 6 months of consulting preparation experience and know all the consulting case frameworks and everything that you need to know to crack that interview. That is exactly what the problem is, because learning about consulting or preparing for your consulting interviews is not about learning everything right now. It's about learning the right amount of things for whatever life stage you're at, which is exactly what I'll be covering in this video. Your objective from right now, you might be watching this as an MBA aspirant who's writing CAT. Your objective till CAT is something else. Then from CAT to your MBA interviews, your objective is something else, because you need to go to the interview and you need to convince them that yes, I want to do consulting after MBA. Then post your interviews to the time you actually enter your B school. You need to prepare in a very different manner so that as soon as you enter your B school, your life becomes simpler because you know all the things which you're supposed to do, and you can participate in the case competitions and a lot of things. And by the time your summer placements come, you're already ready, so that post your summer placements, you're also ready for your final placements. That is the entire roadmap that I want to present to you. This is going to be a long video, but this is going to be the only video you need, the only roadmap you need to get a consulting job after MBA. If you don't know me yet, I'm Darpan Saxena, an MBA graduate from Udaipur. I have been the MBA Product Head at Career Launcher. I'm the founder of Creatum, where I help MBA students create fulfilling careers beyond the campus placements. Before I enter the 5 phases and what you need to do for your consulting career, if you enjoy detailed and no fluff videos about MBA and careers, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so that I can bring to you more such content and you're absolutely updated about what you need to do in your career at every stage. My objective is to create a holistic video which tells you in a phase-wise manner so that you're not overwhelmed. Now, the first thing which you need to know is that what exactly is consulting? What do consultants do? This is important because a lot of these things I'll be using in my subsequent phases. Now, again, first of all, you have to have good idea about what do they do. The broad way in which I can say this to you is that consulting firms help other companies of various industries in solving their business problems. For example, a company wants to improve their profitability, they want to decrease their costs, or they want to launch a new product, they want to venture into a new business line. All of these things, all of these are problems. A consultant's job or a consulting firm's job is to be able to define the problem statement, work on the evidences, do the analysis, and present all of the possible opportunities, and then also give out a recommendation that as per them, as per their analysis, what is the best way forward for this problem to be solved. That is what it is. Now, obviously, because of this, you would have realized that it is a business problem that you are solving. Therefore, it is not that consulting is a subject. Consulting, in fact, requires you to have knowledge of a lot of subjects. For example, strategy and research, case analysis as a habit, and problem solving as an attitude and skill set. You need to have understanding of finance, marketing, operations, obviously marketing analytics, so that you can process all of that data, and obviously to present it, presentation design. You know these things. But a very important takeaway is that consulting is not a subject. Consulting is not an elective. Consulting as a job role requires you to have knowledge of all of these areas. You can almost consider it to be like a general management sort of a job line, though it's not. But then a very important thing which you need to understand over here is that unlike finance, there are no certifications in consulting. A question which I often get asked is that, hey sir, is there a certification which we can do so that we can add it to our CVs that, hey, we like this? No. Like in finance, where it's very good that you have a certification of this kind, that you can do a CFA and an FRM, which in itself is a very rigorous, expensive, very time intensive course for you to do. That would signal the fact that yes, you're good in finance. Consulting, you can't do anything of that sort. Aisa kuch hai nahi. You have to prove your worth through the interviews, about which we will be speaking, that hey, how do you prepare for those interviews which have case analysis, in which you have to do the case analysis and all of those things. Now, coming back to this, my dear friends, my objective is not to give you a random list of all the courses, certifications, all the things which you need to know, frameworks. No, it needs to be a phase-wise video. You would have seen enough videos on YouTube which talk about that, hey, you know what, these are the 7 skill sets you need to have for consulting, these are the 5 skill sets and the 5 programs you need to do for all of these things. That does not completely work. You need to follow a plan like this. Moving on to this, now suppose you're an MBA aspirant right now and up until CAT, and you're sure that okay, I want to get into consulting, or at least have a feeling about it, कि consulting is something which I want to explore. What are the activities activities you need to do. First of all, what your focus area has to be. Your focus area has to be one very simple thing. Please do not begin with consulting preparation, consulting case preparation. No, I want you to become somebody who has absolute clarity on what consulting is, what consulting roles are, what consulting companies are there which you would want to aspire for, which come to the B schools which you are aspiring for. Which means what? For everything now, for each of these phases, I'll be giving you why, what and how, so that you completely understand this, what exactly you have to do. Why is it that your focus in this phase, in your pre-CAT phase, is just to have the clarity of the consulting roles and the organizations and what to do? See, 4 reasons, but the simple thing which you need to understand is that you have to set a goal, which means that whenever students ask me that, sir, how do we answer why MBA in the MBA admission interviews, I always say to them that, hey, you have to tell them what do you intend to do after your MBA. Even if we were to not speak about that, तुम्हारे खुद के focus और motivation के लिए भी जरूरी है तुम्हें मालूम होना that what exactly are you planning to do after MBA. That is going to become a very good motivation factor for you to keep studying for MBA, because now you're imagining your life after MBA that, oh, it's going to be a consulting job at the BCG office in Gurgaon maybe, and I'll be driving this car, I'll be driving to the office, and in the evening I'll be having my Starbucks coffee. Oh yes, it'll be stressful, but I'll be taking a flight in the morning. All of those things. वो imagine करने के लिए, visualization करने के लिए कुछ तो goal होना चाहिए कि finance की life imagine कर रहा हूँ, कि marketing की कर रहा हूँ, कि consulting कर रहा हूँ. That visualization, for all you know, might help you crack CAT. I'm telling you, I believe in this. Students who are enrolled in my mentorship program for CAT, I do these exercises with them that it is very important for you to visualize. So first thing is that you have to set a goal. You need to know what a consultant would do in their job, and you need to know whether consulting is for you. A lot of times what happens is that, my dear friends, because our friends want to become consultants and it is very fashionable and sexy to become a consultant, we also want to become a consultant, but we've never really checked what does a consultant do, whether it is for us or not. That is something which is extremely important. And naturally, there are so many different kinds of consulting. If you don't have clarity for it, then it's going to become very difficult, because ये clarity अभी इसी phase में ले पाओगे और तभी सोच पाओगे मुझे करना क्या है. For example, what are the different kinds of consulting I'm talking about? One is strategy consulting. Strategy consulting is your top tier management consulting jobs which happen at the companies like MBBs, which is McKinsey, BCG, Bain, all of those. Then operations consulting. Some companies specialize in operations consulting only. So people who are interested in operations but want to enter consulting, this is one opportunity for you. Consulting is not that consulting is a domain of its own. No, consulting is a job role. The domain could be strategy, operations, finance. Now wait a minute. Financial consulting नाम का कुछ नहीं होता है. Financial consulting has a different name to it, which is called investment banking. So financial, again, this is a point which you need to note. Not a lot of people will say this to you. Some people will come in because they would have created a script out of some AI tool. They'll just say, oh, financial consulting. No, you have to understand this. You have to become a responsible MBA. My job is to tell you everything that I know about careers. I've done this as a job, so it's my responsibility. Financial consulting is equal to basically investment banking. That's that. Then you have organizational consulting, which is HR consulting. Very good top tier roles. XLRI gets a lot of these roles each year. Good companies out there. Technology consulting, especially strong at the big 4 organizations. All of these consultings are the kind of consulting, good high paying consulting. Yes, strategy consulting, which is also known as management consulting, is the top tier one which most students aspire to. Now you need to get clarity about all of these things so that you know what companies are you aspiring for, what does a consultant do. Broadly, I've explained a bit over here. Now how do you do this? How do you get the clarity? See, there are 2 ways. I'll tell you about it. One is go the classical route, search YouTube consulting jobs after MBA, and you spend a week or 2 weeks. I am advising you to not spend more than 30 days in this activity. This is no more than a 30-day activity. Ideally तो ये 1 हफ्ते का है काम. Goal set करना intensive, 1 हफ्ता बैठ के थोड़ा plan कर लिया, सोच लिया. मगर because I understand you have CAT prep, you might be having a job, a college or something, you need time. Therefore search YouTube. The better, the faster, the more efficient way is to go for this pre-MBA program which I've handcrafted for you, because I know what it takes for you to get clarity, for you to truly understand the role, and for you to truly make sense of it and do well in it. The program is called How to B School. How to B School is a pre-MBA program which covers multiple courses in it. One is How to B School, which walks you through what exactly happens day by day blow in a B School so that you're already prepared. You need this program right now, not after you crack your CAT, because this program will also help you visualize. A second course inside of how to B school is called MBA Specialization Selector, which is where the magic happens, that I help you select the specialization by इन्फॉर्मिंग यू कि यार इस स्पेशलाइजेशन में ये होता है, जॉब में ये होता है, वो जॉब करने के बाद एग्जिट अपॉर्चुनिटीज क्या है अगर स्विच करना चाह रहे हो. अ वेरी डिटेल्ड वन, स्टूडेंट्स हैव टोल्ड मी दैट दिस कोर्स वाज द डिफाइनिंग फैक्टर ऑफ व्हाट गिव देम क्लैरिटी अबाउट व्हाट जॉब रोल दे नीड. दे वर कंफ्यूज्ड बिटवीन मार्केटिंग, फाइनेंस, कंसल्टिंग, दिस दैट. इफ यू हैव द क्लैरिटी, दिस इज द कोर्स फॉर यू. देन देयर इज अ थर्ड सब कोर्स इनसाइड, दैट्स कॉल्ड एमबीए कॉन्सेप्ट क्रैशर्स, इन विच फर्स्ट ईयर के जो कॉन्सेप्ट जो तुम्हें पढ़ाने वाले मार्केटिंग में, फाइनेंस में, ऑपरेशंस में, उसके मैंने बाइट साइज्ड वीडियोस बना के डाल दिए हैं ऑलरेडी, ताकि तुम पढ़ लो अभी से ही. यू हैव क्लैरिटी. अ लॉट ऑफ दीज थिंग्स आई विल बी एक्सप्लेनिंग यू आल्सो इन द वीडियो. Soon I will be adding courses on case competitions and AI. So pre-enroll for it right now. It's live. You'll get access for it. The link of which is in the description. Extremely important because this is going to help you set the goal. My dear friends, I hope you've got the clarity of what the focus for this particular phase is supposed to be. That your focus from up till now till CAT only has to be this, that you have to define what consulting is for you, whether you need it or not. For this you need to get good knowledge about consulting, and there are various ways, especially my pre-MBA program, your pre-MBA program, your most loved pre-MBA program is one way you can get clarity about it. Now I will move to what you will do from CAT till your MBA admission interviews. Now you have to also understand this. From CAT till MBA admission interviews, you have the onus on you to actually convince the panel that yes, you know what you want to do after MBA and you know it completely. And for you, it's not just enough for you to say that, hey sir, you know what, I like consulting. No, you have to do a little bit extra for you to actually prove that you're somebody who likes consulting, wants to be in it. Your focus has to be to gather consulting basics in theory, because the panel, the interview panel, might also start asking you basics of consulting, of finance, of marketing, especially at the top tier B schools. That happens. That is why I told you why I always tell my students to enroll for a pre-MBA program like How to B School, because I've designed it for this only, so that from right now at a very slow pace you can also start to learn your first year MBA concepts. That will also give you a confidence that, yeah, hey, I'm going in the right direction. I will be unbeatable over there, literally. And also in the MBA admission interviews, I will not be scared, because by the time I am already reaching CAT, I know some basics also about finance, about marketing, which in itself might increase my interest for CAT and all of those things. That is that. Now, what exactly and why do you need to do this? Why MBA? That classical question which they ask you in your interviews. It requires goal clarity. Therefore, and goal clarity, for you to have goal clarity, it requires you to know some डोमेन बेसिक्स. अगर मान लो मैंने पढ़ना स्टार्ट करा और मुझे ये लगा कि नहीं यार, फाइनेंस तो मेरे से हैंडल ही नहीं हो रही, वो बेसिक्स पढ़ते पढ़ते मुझे समझ आया फाइनेंस मेरे से नहीं होगी, आई माइट वांट टू फॉरगो माय ड्रीम ऑफ डूइंग दिस थिंग. यू शुड नॉट. Ideally you should work harder to learn finance, but what I'm trying to say is that at times the requirements to achieve a goal defines whether that goal is right for us or not. That is something which is extremely important. And the third thing is very simple. You have to understand this, and I'll take this very slowly over here. Please understand this. Make notes if you have to. This is one detailed video. You will not find this anywhere else. For your MBA interviews, you need knowledge so that you can show the intent that yes, I want to get into consulting. You need only knowledge. For your placement interviews, you need CV pointers, which means proof of work. Abhi don't sweat about that, hey, I need a CV statement to add for MBA interviews. No, nobody's looking at your CV in the MBA admission interviews. For MBA admission interviews, your focus is that कि भैया जब मैं जाके बोलूंगा, when I'll be saying that, hey, I want to do consulting, if somebody starts to ask me about what does a consultant do, or what happens, what are the kind of problems which a company may have, what what is this ratio in finance, what is this concept of marketing and operations, I should be able to answer at least the basics. That is what my objective is. That is why it is. Now, what exactly do you need to do? What exactly are the things you need to do in this phase from CAT till MBA interviews? My dear friends, you need to learn the consulting basics. कंसल्टिंग के बेसिक्स बेसिकली 4 एरियाज में है. इसमें थोड़ा थोड़ा थ्योरी तुम्हें समझनी पड़ेगी. पहली चीज क्या? स्ट्रैटेजी. स्ट्रैटेजी इंक्लूड्स अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. स्ट्रैटेजी इंक्लूड्स थिंग्स लाइक business fundamentals and industry knowledge. That is that. Then you need to get some idea about strategy frameworks and application. This will be very helpful for you in a discussion about business, in a discussion about business decisions. I once did a project with a company called Abbott in Singapore. We were flown down to Singapore for this, and I distinctly remember the game changer in the project was that I suddenly remembered that, hey, there is a framework called Ansoff Matrix, which helps us decide that for the customers, what sort of product, whether it should be a new product or an existing product for a new customer or an existing customer. That really changed the game when we gave out our recommendations. That was it. So at times frameworks, having knowledge of that frameworks does a lot of talking for you. And things like market sizing and market estimation, this is what strategies. Now when you'll read more about it, you will understand it. Case analysis. Now I'm not saying please from this time of your CAT till MBA interviews become an expert in solving cases. No, MBA interviews mein, they will not ask you a case for you to solve a case, but then you need to have broad idea कि cases किस किस्म के होते हैं. Basically, what sort of problems would a company come to you if you were a consulting or a consulting firm? That it could be a profitability case, it could be a mergers and acquisition case, it could be a market entry case, it could be a pricing case. Then how does one solve that cases? By making decision trees, by doing guesstimates, broadly all of these things, the art of communication, just knowledge about these things, not getting deep into this. Also knowledge about these things, what are the kind of like frameworks, broadly surface level, थोड़ा बहुत case math, ये सब ये आगे और intensify होगा. I'll explain you in which phase. Third thing is marketing, basics of marketing. For example, STP, segmentation, targeting, positioning. 4 P's, 7 P's. What are the 4 P's? Product, place, price, promotion. That's that. 7 P's में वो 3 P's और कौन से ऐड होते हैं? Physical evidence और 2 और कौन से हैं? Processes एक और है, याद करो, लिखो. Let me know in the comments which P is that. Then lifetime value of a customer, the concept of what the lifetime value is, the concept of what CAC is, customer acquisition cost, that is this. These are the things which you have some idea about so that you're not blank. This is the basics for you to prove your dream. And once you've proven your dream, they know that we're hiring the right candidate, we're recruiting the right candidate inside our B school. That is the idea. Finance mein, there are some things which you need to get an idea about so that at least you have the vocabulary to communicate. Concepts of profit and costs. For example, fixed and variable cost क्या होती है, break even analysis क्या होता है, margins क्या होते हैं, cost margins क्या होते हैं, all of those things. Investment and valuation के कुछ aspects. For example, ROI, return on investment, payback, net present value, IRR, DCF, discounted cash flow model. Then also EBITDA. What are these and how does it fit in the world of finance? And obviously the ability to know what the 3 most important financial statements are and what do they signify. I'm not even saying getting deep into this, but suddenly I've opened a library of keywords in front of you which will now give you the direction कि अब जब तुम पढ़ने बैठोगे तुम्हें ये वीडियो याद आएगी कि यार वो वीडियो थी कंसल्टिंग के लिए. अगर पढ़ना है मुझे रेफरेंस करना है इस वीडियो के पास, बिकॉज इसमें पूरी गाथा रोड मैप एक बता दी है. इट हैज गिवन मी अ रोड मैप ऑफ व्हाट आई नीड टू प्रिपेयर. दैट इज दैट माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, दिस इज व्हाट यू नीड टू प्रिपेयर. नाउ हाउ डू यू प्रिपेयर फॉर समथिंग ऑफ दिस kind? You have to understand this. A biggest keyword which I will give you for this is learn in public. What does that mean? That basically means that you need to have an obligation to document everything that you learn. जो भी तुम सीख रहे हो उसको ऑनलाइन वर्ल्ड में कहीं तुम्हें डॉक्यूमेंट करना है. उसके फायदे मैं बताऊंगा तुम्हें आगे. Which means what? Either start a blog in which you will write articles. You could start this using WordPress or Medium, or simply you can write blog posts on LinkedIn. उधर भी एक होता है option for you to write a blog, or you could start a YouTube channel, or you could start Instagram. The most preferred ways are blog or YouTube because that is long form, detailed, good content. Instagram might look flimsy for something of this kind, but still you have an option. Second thing is that now whatever you are studying, you need to have an obligation to share it, which means every week come out and share at least either two articles or 2 videos on it, or 2 something about it. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about who will read it and watch it. You are doing this for a reason. You're doing this because, my dear friends, you are developing your portfolio. You are developing proof that yes, 1, I'm interested in consulting. 2, I like to talk about it more often. And hey, these are the things which I've studied about it. This can only happen once you document it somewhere. It's not a personal branding exercise, but it turns out to establish a good personal brand for you. I'll give you an example of this. Now, before I move on to the next ones, for the next part of this video to make sense for you, that what you need to do, I need to share with you a story which will actually help you understand why am I advising you the things which I am advising you. When I was an MBA student at IIM Udaipur, first of all, you need to know this. Right from my childhood, I've had a speech problem of stammering. I had a very severe speech problem of stammering, which was so bad that when I used to go to my MBA admission interviews, instead of properly speaking out my answers, at times I used to scribble out my answers on A4 sheets because I used to get so badly stuck while speaking. And I have videos on this on my YouTube channel, that how bad my IFT interview was, how bad my MDI interview was, a lot of those interviews. And somehow I made it to IIM Udaipur. I was in the waitlist and I made it to IIM Udaipur. Now, even at IIM Udaipur, I very rarely used to raise my hand and speak because I used to be very scared of speaking. Even when I was asked to speak in the class, I used to take forever to complete one sentence. Why am I sharing all these things with you? Because what I did next really defined what I'm doing right now. I said that it's okay. If I'm not able to speak, I am feeling frustrated that, hey, I know more of marketing than most of the students there inside the classroom because my previous work experience had taught me a lot about it. But I'm still not able to speak about it. It's okay. If I can't speak about it, then at least let me write about it, and at least that will be like a creative vent for me. So I started a blog called Super Heuristics, and on my blog, and that blog is still live, it's called Super Heuristics. Now it is in a very new shape and form, but if you go to my very first article on that blog, that was in the year 2018, which was the time when I was almost in my first year of MBA. That's that. Now, I started writing on that blog one article per week about marketing. Whatever I used to learn from my classroom or any online course which I used to do, I used to write about that. How did that help me? Within 6 months, my blog went viral across the IIMs, a lot of IIMs and B School. My blog started to rank on search engines. Now, when somebody, say maybe a startup guy, an entrepreneur, used to search for some of these concepts and they used to see that, hey, this blog is written by an MBA student from this college, I started to get freelancing assignments from around the world, like US, UK, Australia, Dubai, and all of those places. Right in my MBA, I had started to earn in US dollars. That was the achievement. And then from there, from those offers itself, I got 3 off-campus offers without even when my placements had not started. जब मेरी final placement शुरू भी नहीं हुई थी, I already had 3 off-campus job offers. That story is important for you to actually understand what sort of an opportunity you're missing out on. You're missing out on a brilliant off-campus opportunity which can, before that opportunity even shows up, can help you earn during MBA and can become a portfolio for you. That is the impact for this. And then, even if suppose you're saying, no sir, we don't want off-campus placements, our placements at our B School are good. Just walk into your MBA interview with a portfolio like that, and that portfolio will do the talking for you. That is now how you will really appreciate what I'm suggesting you more, that once your MBA interviews are done, then comes your phase 3, my dear friends. Now you know the basics in theory of consulting, and now what you need to do from your MBA interview till the first day of MBA, which is around 120 days, 4 months. Usually students consider to, usually students consider it to be a long holiday, कि अब तो अपन free है, MBA में जाके we'll do something. No, you need to utilize this, and your focus has to be now get the consulting skills that are relevant day to day in your MBA and might also help you for your placements. Why exactly now? What is the reason that this phase becomes important for you? My dear friends, see, you have to understand this. There are certain skills which you need to acquire in consulting, without which you will not even be able to compete in the race of consulting. You will not even be able to do well in your MBA. Second thing is that this particular phase from your MBA interview हो गया है, अभी तुम्हारा कन्वर्ट हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है उससे कोई वो नहीं है, मतलब यार तुम्हें पढ़ना तो शुरू करना पड़ेगा ना. This is the phase wherein you will learn finally implementation skills. अभी तक तुम सिर्फ नॉलेज एक्वायर कर रहे थे. अगर यहाँ पे वापस जाओ, कैट तक मैंने तुम्हें कहा था बस क्लैरिटी लो कंसल्टिंग रोल्स पे, यहाँ पे बेसिक्स उठाओ, थोड़े थोड़े थ्योरी में पढ़ो. अब यहाँ तुम्हें implementation skills चाहिए, and these implementation skills will take some time to learn. That is why start immediately as soon as your interviews are done with. That is that. Now, what exactly are the 3 main areas which I will share with you over here, which will start to now make you that complete consulting professional? This is before your MBA. I've star marked this. You have to learn case analysis, and there is a reason for this, my dear friends. In your MBA, case analysis will happen in every class every day. So before you enter the classroom, you are supposed to have read a full detailed valid case, and in the classroom the faculty will not teach you. They will ask the students to discuss that case among themselves, among you, and therefore you need to know the art of understanding a business problem and actually speaking about it. That is what case analysis. But that's not enough. You also have case competitions in your MBA, which are competitions hosted by the best of the companies like HUL, Amazon, Flipkart, these big names. And these case competitions have a business problem which they are actually trying to solve, and then they solicit applications and solutions, and using those solutions they assess you and they give you your summer placement offer. ये day 1 of MBA से शुरू हो जाता है. Therefore day 1 of MBA पे तुम्हें case analysis आना चाहिए. Now you will appreciate how I've structured this roadmap. Everything which I've kept in this roadmap is for a reason, because that is going to help you in that phase right there. I am already preparing you for your next phase so that you are never feeling overwhelmed. My dear friends, that is what my objective is. If you appreciate this, do not forget to like the video and let me know in the comments what you're feeling about this video. I want you to be completely engaged with this. I want you to commit in front of everybody what you're feeling about this and what phase you are in right now, so that I can help you more on that. That's that. Now I'll come back to this. Now, how will you learn these three things? The second was presentations and the third was Excel. These are the skills which come in handy every day in MBA, as well as these three skills are the same skills which you will need to have as a consultant every day. So might as well learn it right now when you have this 4-month or 3-month gap. First thing is that by learn MS Excel, there are a lot of YouTube playlists which cover a lot of things. You need to learn about functions, lookup, pivot tables, macros, and a lot of those things. Those 3 or 4 things are the major things which you need to learn. I will share the links of some of the YouTube videos and playlists which I really appreciate in the description. Secondly, again, presentation. There are lots of YouTube channels which teach you how to design good quality presentations. There are also certain assets which you need to have so that it can aid the process of creating a presentation in a very fast manner. I will link the videos in the YouTube in the description of that. That's that. The third thing is for case analysis. I have a few things to say that how do you prepare for this. There are 2 ways and both the things you have to do. First is learn. How do you learn case analysis from? I would say that my channel has a lot of content about case analysis already. I'll be making more content on case analysis, case competitions, how to crack them. Just like this, I am explaining you in such detail about these things which you'll not find anywhere. ऐसा ही detailed content उस पे होगा, तो subscribe to this video and let me know if you've subscribed so that I know that yes, you are in it to win it. And again, my course How to Be School captures this beautifully. There is going to be a new course within How to Be School which is called Case Competition. So अगर तुम How to Be School अभी enroll करते हो, उसमें तुम्हें case competitions का भी course मिलने वाला है, in which I'm going to break down the entire thing of what you need to do, what you need to do to crack case competitions. That is that. The second thing is practice. How do you participate and practice this? My dear friends, all of your case competitions will be floated on websites like Unstop, and also they would be floated by the placement committee of your B school. So these are the 2 areas wherein you will get this complete understanding of what you have to do. And the fourth thing which you should not forget, while you are learning all of these things, please keep document your learnings. इसको document करते रहो, जरूरी है. Create more useful content now. Also, because now you will be slightly free, I would also want you to not just create now that, hey, here are 5 things which I've studied on this. No, now create content which is more directly usable to whoever is reading. It could be a ebook, a free ebook. It could be a white paper. It could be something of that kind, which helps them more. And then the reason why we're doing this is so that this blog or this YouTube channel, whatever you make, is now also a business laboratory for you, wherein suddenly you have a free product which you will use to test how a business would work. And again, all of your consulting skills will come to use that. Okay, for my audience or for what I intend to do, what could be a good ebook which I should create? What should be the content behind it? What should be my marketing strategy to get more enrollments or downloads for this? That's that. And you have to basically see it like this, that this lead magnet is like a back-end offer. Think about what is the next step which the audience of your blog or of your YouTube or of your Instagram should do once they are watching your content. Like for example, on Instagram, you would have heard a lot of these influencers say that, hey, if you want this, then just comment this word and I will send it to you in your DMs. That is one way of having an offer. That what next now? How that will help you will actually appreciate this later. अभी शायद तुम्हें समझ आएगा नहीं, but wait up till the end because this is going to be a game changer for you. My dear friends, we were talking about what are the things which you need to do from right now till the first day of your MBA. Extremely important. Now you have entered your MBA and you have some 3.5 to 4 months to your summer interviews, and now is when you need to hit your feet on the pedal so that your car is going full throttle. What exactly you have to do now, my dear friends? In the fourth phase comes case interview preparation and case-based thinking and practice. Why exactly does it come right now? See, what you also have to understand is that now in these next 3 months, 4 months, you're preparing for the interviews. You know which B school you are in, you know which kind of companies will come there, and now you're preparing for exactly those kind of organizations. So it's not that you're preparing for it randomly. And in interviews, just concepts and skill sets are not enough. Now you need to display your deep problem solving mindset, which is crucial for interviews, and CV points will add more weights. What will be the CV points now? Obviously certifications तो कुछ है नहीं, तो वो तो नहीं कर सकते ऐड. CV point अब तुम्हारा पोर्टफोलियो जो बना रहे थे वो बन जाएगा. That hey, you know what? I run a blog on consulting wherein I share all the things which I learned and study. One of the CV points which you can have is that my free ebook on consulting has been downloaded by 40,000 people. Or it might not even be free, it might be paid. You might also start generating revenue from it for all you know. That will become CV point, that you also have business experience at a very small scale though, but a business experience. That, my dear friends, now it should ring a bell in your head. I'm actually preparing a portfolio for you, and I actually have a full-fledged course on this wherein I take you and I help you build this mini business sort of a thing which actually works as a CV pointer for you, and you can do wonders with it. If you're interested in that, then do not forget to let me know in the comments. Also join my free Telegram group, the link of which is in the description. In that group, let me know what you feel and discuss with me. I respond in voice notes. My dear friends, the idea was this. CV pointers चाहिए अब तुम्हें, पहली बात, और तुम्हें इंटरव्यू में एक्चुअली अब वो तुम्हें बात करनी पड़ेगी कि केस कैसे सॉल्व होता है. अब ये देखो पढ़ना क्या क्या है तुम्हें. First thing is that you need to now get very hands-on with case competitions. They begin from the day one of MBA. Please early on form a team. अपने friends में से कोई 2-3 लोग search करो. In my case competition course, I have explained what kind of people you should have in your team so that you do well. Very important. अगर team का जो लोग हैं वो सही नहीं है तो कभी जीत नहीं पाओगे. That is extremely important. And you would be ready. And now, whatever victories and spot number 1, spot number 2, spot number 3, which you will get in your case competitions, that will also become your CV points. That is that. So case competitions become your focus area in this phase. Remember, we are in this phase wherein you're already inside your MBA first term and now you're moving towards your summer placements. The second is mock case interviews, star marked, extremely important. ये इस phase का बहुत crucial part है. That अब तुम्हें actual simulation और mock interviews देने पड़ेंगे कि case interview एक consulting environment में कैसे होता है. How does a consulting case interview look like? Then all of these concepts, all of these will be subjects. Financial accounting, corporate finance and marketing would be your term 1 or term 2 subjects. Now you would have already studied these using my pre-MBA program called How to Be School, which I had already shared with you here. यहाँ पे मैंने कहीं तुम्हें समझाया था consulting basics. ये before MBA है, तो तुम्हें ना ही सिर्फ तुम्हारे लिए अब ये क्लासरूम में समझना बहुत आसान हो जाएगा, but now you will learn it again in a MBA classroom environment with more examples and a lot of those things. Just imagine how solidified these concepts will become and how ready you will become for your summer internships. Yeah, I can feel that energy while talking. I hope you can feel it too, because I've designed it deliberately. But you have to follow all the steps. You have to do certain pre-MBA activities, which is why I've designed the program. Take it right now before your MBA happens. Sorry, before your CAT happens. Right now, I'm making this in August. Take it in August so that you're ahead of people. And then do these things sequentially. You will see how magic happens with you. How do you learn these things? A very simple thing. देखो ये 4 चीजें थी, मैं तुम्हें समझाता हूँ यहाँ पे क्या है. Case competitions तुम क्लासरूम में और क्लास में जब केस इंटरेक्शंस होंगे तो वहां से सीखोगे. उसके साथ साथ अकाउंटिंग, फाइनेंस भी सीखोगे. प्लीज क्लासरूम केस स्टडीज को सीरियसली लेना. वो तुम्हें केस सॉल्विंग और एनालिसिस सिखा देंगी इन अ वेरी गुड मैनर. दे विल टीच यू हाउ टू एनालाइज द केसेस. Case study competitions, they will be floated on websites like Unstop, Inside IM, and a lot of these things. Participate in that. I've already spoken about this, but then the things which I have not spoken about is that case interview. How do you prepare for it? How? Two ways. One is peer practice. Please find a batchmate who's also preparing for consulting interviews and please practice with him. So one day he can become the interviewer, he or she can become the interviewer, the other day you will become the interviewer and you'll practice these cases. Also, a better way to do is that find a good kind senior on the campus who had already prepared for this and he or she can take a much better consulting interview for you. इसमें professional help भी ले सकते हो case interviews के लिए. I do case interviews with my students, so you can connect with me. The link of connecting one-to-one with me on a call, on a video call is in the description. That's it. But there are other platforms also. Forget even platforms. Your B school will organize a lot of these things for you. But if you want more personalized help, you can speak to me. And fourth and the final thing, my dear friends, that again, I am reminding you this because this has to be a recurring theme. All of this, these learnings will go on your blog, and now you need to start treating your blog like a business. Understand like this. When you're building content on your blog, you're basically using critical thinking. What content should I build? What is the angle which I should be speaking with? All of those things. Now, when you're thinking about it, okay, how do I increase the distribution of this lead magnet? You're thinking strategy and marketing, that okay, what sort of content pieces, what should, how should I structure my offering in such a way that more people will download it? That's that. To get more leads from your lead magnet, lead means the name and email ID of that student. You need to get some digital marketing skills. Again, you'll be learning it on the fly by applying it on your blog or on your YouTube. And then you might also want to do a forward looking valuation of this mini business which you have created, which is where you will be using all of your corporate finance basics. And probably one of the articles on your blog could be the valuation of that blog. That probably, okay, the valuation of this blog is like 5 lakh rupees, something like that. I don't know. And content, jab dekhoge, samjhoge, what is the audience responding to and not, that is understanding the consumer behavior. That, my dear friends, would make it treat like a business, and suddenly you will have case-based thinking. You would have practiced for your case interviews. Not just that, you would also have had some minute level of business running exposure, even if you were a fresher. Obviously, I must state this, that consulting roles require you to have a stellar profile. If your profile is a 998 or a 997 or a 988, then consulting job roles will come to you. थोड़ा उससे अगर lower है तो problem हो जाएगी, but उसमें भी big fours are the companies which you could aim for. If you want a separate video that what are the kind of consulting companies which are suitable for my profile, I'll make a separate video for that, so we can speak about it over there. I hope you're enjoying this video up till now. If yes, let me know in the comments what phase you are in and what is your takeaway from this video. I would love to hear it from you. That's that. Now comes the final phase, that summers खत्म हो गई हैं. अब तुम्हारे पास फाइनल प्लेसमेंट के लिए 10 महीने बचे हैं. समर के इंटरव्यूज हो गए ओवर. अब तुम्हारा फोकस क्या है भैया? अब तुम्हारा फोकस है फ्रीडम से, खुले हाथ से hit sixes, which means that now you do not have the pressure to immediately prepare for something. Now build more real world projects. Why, my dear friends? Because building those real world projects is your ticket to getting the best jobs on campus, off campus. I've already told you my story. Had I not built that blog, firstly, I would have never got the confidence that I'm any good. Secondly, that blog gave me the visibility online, gave me freelancing assignments, gave me a job. Even if you don't want a job like that through a blog or through a YouTube, it can give you a lot of assignments, projects, and even if you're walking into your interview, that will work as a CV statement, that will work as a talking point. Your interviewer might be switching on their laptop to check this ki haan yaar, isme kuch baat hai, kuch dam hai. That is that. Your blog knowledge, your whatever you're creating, this asset which you're creating can be monetized. For all you know, you'll be earning in US dollars before your MBA gets over. And I'll be very honest with you. This is a statement which I must bold. I've been saying this for the last 2-3 years now almost, that in the next 5 years, by 2032 almost, building a mini business in your MBA will become hygiene. ये बड़ी hygiene बात हो जाएगी. Everybody should be and would be walking out of their MBA with a mini business of their own, जो उनको थोड़ी बहुत monthly salary तो business ही दे देगा. ये भी होने वाला है. अब इसके लिए करना क्या है तुम्हें? इसके लिए देखो, तुम्हें case competitions में continue to please participate in that. Do certain live projects and internships which will keep on improving your skill set because you'll be applying it. But then here's where the magic is. Start offering your freelancing services. Start also now consider building your knowledge business. It could be a it could be a product based business, or it could be a service based. So अगर service based business है, if you're offering your services, it's called freelancing. If you're making a product out of it, for example, a ebook, a course, a physical product also, it is a product business. How will you do these things? Now 5 ways I have to say to you. Please keep doing more courses. Please keep on learning. Never stop learning. Whatever courses. Participate in all possible case competitions which you can. That will significantly enhance your ability to do something great, to understand. Get projects and internship. The consulting club of your college has the mandate to bring more consulting projects to you. That is that. Your placecom might also help you get consulting projects from your recruiters and alumni. Just write a mail to some alumni that, sir, I know that you're working, say for example, at an Accenture strategy. Can I help you in any work of yours? It could be free also for all you know, but they might even give you something. And they will help you get some exposure with their organization or with something. So that is something which you can do. 4th and 5th is something unique. 4th is, my dear friends, let's start freelancing. How? Go to places like LinkedIn, Upwork, do cold outreach, and now your blog or whatever asset, your blog, your YouTube, which you have created, that works as your asset, which you can use as your portfolio. And my dear friends, this is the key part of it. Please, I will leave you with this important message. Please productize your MBA knowledge. It is extremely important. Productize means what? Please start earning from it, my dear friends, through ebooks, white papers, courses, any other products. These are just 3 examples which came to my mind. There could be so much more. Ye mere zehn mein isliye because I have been able to do it with this. My dear friends, this is what my aim for you is. If you were to follow this roadmap, I have no doubts that if your profile is good and if you follow this to the T with all the things I have said to you, you will be walking out with a fabulous placement in consulting and some way. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling about it. Let me know what you want to do next. Ideally, take the pre-MBA program, start the journey so that you can learn about it. What other video you want me to create? How are you feeling about it? Let me know. It's my job to help you in your career. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.